Boy, Dolton, Illinois' Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top cop has now been indicted on many bankruptcy charges, y'all. Woo, things are getting thicker than a snicker. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal. Welcome to the Pascal Show. As you guys already know, we have been covering this whole thing, this travesty, this insane stuff that's been going on in Dolton, Illinois. Just a quick thing. Dolton, Illinois' Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been accused of, well, let's be real, stealing, misusing, as they've been saying, taxpayer money, spending upwards of $3.5 million, or at least driving the town's money straight into the doggone dirt. Now, one of her main cops, one of the cops that was on her payroll, man, this guy was getting paid some serious ducats, all right? He has now been indicted on federal bankruptcy charges.
We are continuing to follow breaking news. The top cop in South suburban Dolton is facing a bankruptcy charge tonight, leading to new questions about who's in charge of the police department and whether the feds are closing in on the village's mayor.
The man at the helm of Dolton's police department, Deputy Chief Lewis Lacey, now facing federal charges. Lacey, an ally of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, is charged with bankruptcy fraud, making false statements, and perjury, accused of concealing his income and lying about his spouse's income to avoid paying more than $40,000 he owed in a lawsuit settlement, the case dating back to 2015. The indictment notes Lacey has filed for bankruptcy 7 times since the 1980s.
Man, this guy filed bankruptcy a bunch, y'all. This is some crazy stuff, all right? And there's things here that are is very, very telling. And this guy right here could be looking at many, many years in prison if found guilty of doing said thing.
He faces decades now behind bars.
Dolton Police Deputy Chief Lewis Lacey, a strong ally of the embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard, was indicted Monday on federal bankruptcy fraud charges, alleging he lied under oath in a scheme to hide assets and income from creditors to avoid paying more than $40,000 in a lawsuit settlement. The 9-count indictment returned against Lacey in U.S. District Court charged Lacey, 61, with bankruptcy fraud, making false statements and declarations in a bankruptcy case, and perjury. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. So if 9 counts, by the way, guys, 9 of them. So if he gets found guilty on all 9, he might not see life outside the prison. He may just rot in prison. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Okay, an arraignment date has not yet been scheduled. Though, unrelated to his duties in Dolton, Lacey's indictment is the latest shoe to drop in this whole federal investigation into alleged corruption by Henyard. All right, the longtime mayor, who has been named in a slew of federal subpoenas, served earlier this year on the village hall. Now, we already know about this, and she's been out here, guys. She's been outside, all right? We thought that she kicked rocks, but apparently she is outside, and she is basically saying, hey, this is a Tiffany Henyard production. You know, I'm doing all this for the kids. I'm doing this for the people, so on and so forth. This is fake news. Calling Lori Lightfoot Beetlejuice and all that stuff, right? Remember all that crap? Crazy, right? In a statement to the Tribune on Monday, Lacey's attorney said the charges were the result of a witch hunt aimed at Tiffany Henyard. They said Mr. Lacey has been serving the community of Dolton for years. He is an excellent police officer and has been an upstanding chief of police. This is a witch hunt where they are taking down Mr. Lacey to try to get to the mayor. Now, let me just keep it a buck, all right? This dude was making upwards of, he collected about over $200,000 just from the mayor itself due to overtime and protection on the mayor. Let's be real. Then also, if he was such a good cop, then why was he forcibly kicked out? Why was he fired? If he was such a good cop, why was he exposed and kicked out and fired? Something to think about, okay? Trustees last week, we already know about all of this. After the meeting, a trustee said the board had received some information about the deputy chief that needs to be investigated, and that we, quote unquote, would expect it to be enforced, which is exactly what they did. Okay? According to the indictment, Lacey has filed numerous personal bankruptcy cases, stating all the way going back to the 1980s. This guy has been filing bankruptcy more than just 6 times, guys. It's crazy, right? 2 recent petitions filed in 2019 and 2020 automatically stayed enforcement of a settlement agreement Lacey had reached in 2017 with the plaintiff in a lawsuit in state court. The indictment alleged the lawsuit involved a woman whose husband was unalived in Dolton in 2012. According to the lawsuit, Lacey visited the woman and convinced her to give him tens of thousands of dollars from her husband's life insurance payout. Lacey acknowledged, this is a dirty cop, period. Lacey acknowledged in court papers that he, quote unquote, expressed sympathy for the woman and visited her from time to time to, quote unquote, inquire about her safety and well-being, but he denied taking any money. After the lawsuit was settled for $55,000, Lacey made initial payments in the amounts of $12,000. But according to the fraud charges, he twice filed for bankruptcy to avoid paying the additional $43,000. In filings and statements made under oath to the bankruptcy court, Lewis underreported his monthly income and concealed bank accounts that he controlled according to those charges. Among the lies was that he was separated from his wife and that she did not reside with him or contribute to his monthly income and mortgage, the indictment stated. Those lies allowed Lacey to substantially understate his monthly income and avoid creditors, according to the charges. The charges were similar to those brought in April against Keith Freeman, a longtime aide to Henyard, Tiffany Henyard, who is accused of making false statements in his bankruptcy petition filed earlier this year to conceal from creditors his assets and sources of income and significant claim against him. Well, you got a dirty cop out here, or at least a dirty cop at the time working for Tiffany Henyard, taking all that money and, I don't know, stuffing it into his mattress at night. I don't know. But he clearly was trying to hide his assets, trying to hide the money that he was actually gaining so that he would not lose that money, which is absolutely crazy to me. But that also shows you the kind of company that Tiffany Henyard was keeping. Okay? You are what you eat. You are the company that you keep, so on and so forth. You can use every single saying under the sun to describe or to talk about this particular situation. But to me, you can see clear as day that this guy is corrupt, and I guarantee you he's not the only one that's corrupt in this group. Tiffany Henyard, I'm sure, was all about it as well and was totally engaging in this whole situation as well. What's interesting about this as well is that we can definitely see that the tension is starting to tighten, right? The focus is starting to zero in slowly but surely into Tiffany Henyard. If they're going after the deputy chief of police, one of her men that was part of her security detail, it's only a matter of time that herself and anybody else that was connected to that money is going to go down with them as well. You really think that Lewis is going to step down without taking a few other people down with him? I'm sure he's going to start squawking as soon as he gets thrown into a jail cell. Wait for it, guys, because it's coming. And for Tiffany Henyard, Mayor. We can use that for now, okay? So Mayor Tiffany Henyard, let me tell you something. It's coming for you. It's coming. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Where do you stand on this? This is, man, like I said, it's starting. The darkness is starting to close in. It's starting to close in on Tiffany Henyard. It's only a matter of time. I don't care how many books, how many pencils and book bags you buy. I don't care how many blow up bouncy houses that you have, out here in all these events. Okay, I don't care how many golf clubs you give out to the people in need. All right, you did something with that money, and it was more than just giving back to the community. And you about to get your ass exposed. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to crush that follow button on my Facebook page. It'll be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family on both platforms. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Watch your money too, and quit lying out here, y'all. Just tell the truth. Anyway, we'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.